back to Reading the List, where we review, discuss, and reimagine popular movie lists objectively. We're your hosts. I'm Jerry.
And I'm Brad, and on this episode, we'll be exploring number 30 from Sports Illustrated's The Top 50 Sports Movies of All Time.
All right, and number 30 is The Rookie, released in 2002, directed by John Lee Hancock, starring Dennis Quaid and Brian Cox.
The true story of Texas high school baseball coach Jim Morris, who gave up aspirations of professional baseball due to an arm injury. His players get him to agree to an open tryout with the Tampa Bay Devil Rays if they win their championship. They do, and true to his word, 39-year-old Jim tries out and finds out he's regained his pitching arm and lives out his dream.
Yeah, so this movie was good. It was for a unique story. It was very unique.
Yeah, and it's
based on a true story, isn't it?
Unique story. It's very unique.
Can we start over?
Yeah, we can start that over.
Thank you. All right, very good movie. One of the most unique stories that we have on the list, based on a true story, which is pretty incredible.
Yeah, and in real life, he was a little bit younger than the character in the films. I think when he made his debut, he was 35. And in the film, he's 39 for some reason. I don't know why they...
Maybe they felt like Dennis Quaid looks more like 39.
I
don't
probably
know.
He doesn't... He's a weathered gentleman. Let's put it that way. Yeah. So this is really interesting. So he was kind of touted. Pitcher from Texas. Aren't very many of those in baseball. So, when he was up and coming, he was touted, he was probably going to get drafted. I think he might have actually been drafted, and probably like a lot of guys in the low minor leagues, blew out his arm. And then, he just kind of fell into coaching, and that's kind of where he was. He's married, he's got kids, and he's just living a pretty normal suburban life. He probably has some regrets about not being able to live up his dream, but he put it out there and it just didn't work out. I mean, that happens with, frankly, most people's dreams.
Yeah.
But, he's kind of throwing to his players, like batting practice, and they kind of egg him on or whatever, and he just starts, most of the time when you're getting batting practice pitches, it's usually about 70 to 75 miles per hour. It's just kind of, frankly, tossed up there for, versus, seeing 90 plus mile per hour pitches. And he's up there and he's just kind of tossing it. And one of the guys just like rips one, right? It's like a batting practice pitch, and they're kind of like egging him on, and it, he's still got that competitive fire, right? So he just kind of starts amping it up, and he's just like blowing it by these guys.
Yeah.
And he kind of comes home and he tells his wife about it, and she's really concerned about it. They've obviously been together for a very long time. They were probably together when his arm got hurt. So she's really concerned, like, should you be doing that? And he's just like, I feel fine, I feel good. And I think there's another instance of where he's kind of doing that, which like prompts his players to kind of egg him on to, there's like an open tryout, which a few teams do. It's not super common, but there's like an open tryout in their area. It might not quite be in their area. It might be closer to Dallas. He's like in some like little small town in, I think in West Texas. And he's just like, I'm not going to do that or whatever. He's like, I'm a middle-aged father. I had this dream, and they kind of egg him on to do it. And he's like, fine, if I'll do it, but you guys have to win this.
And they do.
And they end up like they really end up doing it. And he's just like, okay, I guess I got to do it. And then he tries out, and he does like really, really well. Like, and he gets a call like, hey, we want to sign you.
Yeah.
So he ends up, I think he ended up playing, I think it was 3 seasons.
I mean, that's incredible. Just even 3 seasons at that age.
Yeah, but I mean, it just goes to show you if you're left-handed and you can pitch, you can, have a job into your mid to late 30s.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. And it was really cute, like the whole like relationship between his students and him, and was kind of fun to watch. It's a good movie. It's like a very what do you want to, like, wholesome, I guess.
Yeah, it's just, it's just kind of a, it's actually a Disney film.
It feels Disney.
It really does, but it's not like kiddie or corn syrupy. The most interesting thing, it's kind of, it's funny, like if you're a baseball fan, you'll notice it right away. So the Tampa Bay used to be, when they first came up, like about the time when he was in this, they were called the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Now they're just the Tampa Bay Rays. So they kind of changed their branding and name and things like that. They shot his sequence where he pitches for the first time at old Rangers Stadium. I can't even remember which one. They've had like 4 stadiums in the last 35 years. One of the stadiums in Arlington, I can't remember which one. It was actually shot like during the 7th inning stretch of a true baseball game.
That's cool.
So the uniform that he's wearing is completely incorrect for the time period that the guy actually would have been pitching, which
makes sense.
I mean, it's like whatever.
Yeah. Does Disney own the Rays?
No.
Oh.
No, they used to own the Mighty Ducks.
Oh, okay.
They don't anymore. And I think there might have been a time when they had an ownership stake in the Angels as well.
Yeah, I think so.
But they don't. They have no ownership stake in either of those teams. They never did with the Devil Rays.
Okay.
Maybe if there was a baseball team in Orlando, maybe. But
sure.
It's good. It's well acted. I really like his son.
Mm-hmm.
Who I think, isn't it the kid that was on 2.5 Men when he was really little?
I think so.
I think it's that kid, Angus, whatever his name is, but he's really great. He has this really kind of fun relationship with his dad that he kind of eggs his dad on a little bit, like in a very playful and fun way.
Mm-hmm.
And as everyone kind of like, his wife is kind of like that too. They, he seems like the kind of guy that, takes things in stride and, just kind of, he doesn't take himself too seriously, and he's got a really, really good family life.
Mm-hmm.
The one relationship that's a little fraught is the one with his dad.
Yeah.
Who's played by Brian Cox.
They do talk about that. They go into that, about their kind of estranged relationship. But he, it's kind of cool because don't they flash back to like when he's a kid and he's getting he goes to a grocery store, like a
5 and dime.
Like a 5 and dime, and he's the owner like gives him a glove and stuff, and so he's very like known in his town.
Yeah, well, he's an army brat, so his dad has moved them around a bunch, so he's always just had baseball. So, he throws the ball against the wall and that kind of thing. And he's just kind of he was always kind of like in his own world, which is why he had so much time to kind of develop his craft.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. I mean, it covers like all the sports tropes, but it does it well.
Yeah, it does. It does.
And that's kind of like, when we first started this list, this is a very, very tropey category.
Yeah.
Sports movies.
That's why we do a ranking when we're ranking the show, where the movie, we rank it based on unique quality, so that, for movies that are a bit more unique than the trope, we give them a higher score on that.
Yeah, for me, like the big thing about sports movies is how well are the performances, like, do you have people that you believe are, in this? It's kind of funny. You get a few of the same actors in a bunch of movies.
Oh my God,
Like,
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner is one, but Dennis Quaid is another one. So Dennis Quaid is in this movie. There's another Dennis Quaid movie. Dennis Quaid is on this list, I think, 3 different times.
So is Kevin Costner, isn't he?
He might be.
Or he's just been in a lot of sports movies. We've been watching a lot of movies with him in it.
I think Kevin Costner is going to be in 2 on this list.
Okay.
But Dennis Quaid, I bet he's the one that has the most appearances. So he's on this list 3 times. So we already did Any Given Sunday. There's this movie. There's another Dennis Quaid movie that is on this list.
Yeah. So I guess some people have like sports quality.
Well, I think that you just have guys that actually played sports.
True.
I think that like Kevin Costner, like when he's throwing a baseball, hitting a baseball, whatever, he's believable because he has actually played baseball.
Yeah.
Baseball, like, you know, the muscle memory for different sports, you can tell when someone knows what they're doing. You can tell when someone knows how to throw a pass. You can tell when someone knows how to hit a baseball. You can tell when someone knows how to hit a slap shot or a golf swing. It just has a different look than someone who doesn't know how to do that. Like if you've ever watched a sports movie where someone is put into that kind of position and they don't look like, especially like hitting a baseball. Like I've seen sports movies where like the guy's like, he looks like he's like 5 years old and he's supposed to be a professional baseball player.
Playing t-ball.
He looks like a kid playing t-ball because he doesn't have the smoothness of a professional swing. And you just, when you find a guy who can actually do that, they tend to get cast a lot. So
Makes sense.
I think Kevin Costner made like 5 or 6 sports movies. So it just
I think too, like happens. Kevin Costner was kind of a hot ticket item at one point too. Like he was in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
So
Dennis Quaid was a pretty big actor too.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So again, I like this movie. Jerry liked it a little bit more. I gave it a 61. Jerry gave it a 75. And so the list score is 68.
All right. If you have anything you want to comment on this video, please do so. If you'd like to subscribe to our channel, please hit the button to subscribe. If you'd like to contact us directly, please do so at ratingthelist@gmail.com. But for now, I'm Jerry.
I'm Brad.
And we're Rating the List. We'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.